So here at Cutso, there's quite a few things that everybody needs to know how to do, and retiming the hook on a Juki DDL 8700 is one of those things. We're going to start by removing all the hardware as the senior tech shows me for the first time how to reset the timing on this machine. We take off the foot, the throat plate, the feed dog, and I ask a lot of questions as we go through the retiming process. So if you watch closely and listen carefully, you should be able to learn how to do this yourself.
That's your hook point right there.
Yeah. That's the hook point right there. Okay.
Okay. What you have to do is you're gonna loosen the hook so I can retime it.
Okay. How does a hook get loose?
Jam it up. Thread.
Metal, yeah. Somebody was a metal. I don't know.
What you want to do is loosen your screws and snug them where they'll. You can move the hook without it falling all over the place.
Okay.
See it move?
Mm-hmm.
And this is your position finger, and this basket has to be inside of that. That's another thing that happens when they jam it up. Yeah.
Where's the basket?
Right here. See that's locked in? And your hook turns and rotates around it. It stays stationary.
Okay.
That's where your bobbin goes.
Oh, okay. Bobbin basket.
Yeah. All right, what you do is you take the needle bar all the way down, and over here you got two marks on your needle bar.
There's two marks on it.
Yeah, there's one at the bushing right here, and this is your hook timing mark. So if your needle bar gets out, you'll have to loosen the needle bar and set that timing mark back on that bushing right there for your lowest position. See, that's all the way down.
Okay.
Then you rotate it by hand till it gets to that second mark. See it right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you'll take your hook point, you'll rotate to the center of the needle. You don't want it pushing the needle. You want it right there, right there.
Okay. So can you push on that needle a little so you can see how snug it is? Everything's metallic and shiny, so it's hard to look.
Yep.
Uh-huh. It's barely up against it.
Yep. It's you can't touch it. You can't have it like this. You see it moves the needle. See it?
Okay, so that would be wrong.
Yep. That cause heat and cause your thread to shred.
Okay.
So you just bump it back, and then you come back. You see how much movement you got now? That's wrong too. It's too far. It's gonna skip.
It's gonna skip stitches, huh?
Yep. So you go make sure you're back on your mark, and you don't want to time it past it. On the mark, you want to time it right dead center of the needle. Just like that. The most important things in time marks.
The timing marks on the needle bar.
Yep.
I'm sorry, can you show those to me again? I just want to make sure I get a good shot of this. Yeah.
A real line right there. There's one right there.
And then you gotta raise it up.
Yep, turn it in the direction of so. Raise it up to that bushing right there. You see it coming down. See it? And they'll try to time the hook there. You can't. You got to go down and back up and time it. You can see my hook point's dead center with my needle. Yeah, we're getting the line up with your timing marks, and left and right, it's got a big thing to do with it. Like I told you, you can't have it moving the needle. See it, don't move it. See it?
Yeah.
You don't change the path of the needle. You can't change the path.
It's just barely clearing it.
In other words, you can't push that needle with that hook point like that.
Right. Can you show me that again? With the yeah. It cannot do that.
Right.
Yeah.
When
So
it
that'll
passes-
cause it to
yeah, when
heat
it-
up with friction.
Yeah, when it
and fray
passes
the
by,
thread.
when it passes by,
Mm-hmm.
it can't do this right here. Let me move it back over. Now watch it. Watch it move my needle. See it?
Yep.
You can't do that.
Oh yeah, that'll cut thread.
Yep. When it gets hot.
Yeah, it'll heat it and
Yep. So you just bump it back.
barely tapping it with the butt of that screwdriver.
Put it back on your timing mark. All right. See, when I bumped it back, it went forward.
Mm-hmm.
So my timing mark, so I got to move my hook back. It's got to be dead center on that timing mark. And then you want to check your clearance again. And just bump it.
Send me a picture of it and I'll send it back to you.
Okay. All right. Then rotate it over. Tighten your screw up on your hook. And you want to go back and check before you tighten them all up with your time mark again. See if it moved when you tighten that screw.
Right, because just the turning of the screw can scooch it a little.
Yep. That's perfect.
All right.
That's what I want time mark. All right, now you come around to your second screw. Make sure both of these are tight.
Getting about a quarter turn out of that.
Yep. Because it will slip. Now, if you'll look, the gap in my position finger is just right. See, I'm holding my basket so my bobbin case won't turn when I snap this in. Now, my hook turns around my bobbin case. This position finger has got to be in that slot, and it moves back and forth as you sew. See it?
It makes that little tick, tick, tick noise.
Yep. And it's hit thread pass through.
That's where the thread passes through.
Yep. Both of them.
Through that little
The bobbin case comes.
position finger
Yep.
right there.
If I can get thread through it, hold it. Got the throat plate on. Throat plate what's holding it.
If anybody can do it, Keith, you can.
Give me some. That thread's from left to right because the scarf's on this side, long grooves on this side.
Mm-hmm. Thread toward the machine.
Right. That comes. See that thread pass through there?
Oh, yeah.
Watch it. There comes a bobbin thread. See it passes through. See it right there?
Yeah.
Now, both threads are up. See now, what it does, it gives the thread, comes around, picks the bobbin thread
Yep.
up. Here it comes. See what right there. There's the
Oh,
bobbin
yeah.
thread. See the bobbin threads through there?
That's bananas. And that's called the finger?
Position finger.
Position finger.
Here,
For
positions your
positioning
basket.
The basket.
Yep.
So the bobbin thread and the top thread can
Right.
pass through.
And you'll notice the needle is in the center of the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. If you loosen this, if it shoves forward, it'd be over here. Comes back, it moves a little bit, it'd be over here. It's got to be in the center.
But lining up the lines on the needle bar when you're doing the timing is what achieves this?
Exactly.
All right.
You've got to line, you've got to get this right before you can move this hook.
So needle bar is primary.
Right.
And then,
So if, for instance, if you went down and on your mark and you tried to time it right there, you was on the down stroke. You got to be on the up stroke. See your needle coming up?
mm-hmm.
It's got to be coming up. And what that does is this take up gives it that loop where the hook point can pick the thread up. just like that. There's no gap. Gap. And I'm not moving my needle. See? That's perfect.
Damn, dude, that's like some Ferrari type
No movement.
precision right there.
And if it's not like that, it's going to skip. And they move left and right, so you're going to have to start your screws. Just snug them down. So you're going to have to move it. And put your plate on. And the plate's going to center itself on the.
So to put on that throat plate, you just lay it on there and put the screws in.
Yep, it centers itself. But you have to move the feed dogs to match the plate. Right now, you'll check your hole in the center. See, it self-centered itself. So my needle's in the center of the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but my feet are off. When I bring my feet up, see my feet will move. See them?
Mm-hmm.
So what you want to do is you want to hold them in the center, just like that. Then you'll snug the screw back down.
How do you know that's center? Center to what?
This gap in this, see this throat plate holes?
Mm-hmm.
It's not rubbing each side. See, I got a little gap here.
Oh, center left to right.
Yeah, see, I got a little gap right here.
Yeah.
So if you have them over and you go to sew, it's squeaking.
Yeah, because it's rubbing.
Right. See, if you had it like this, see if you had it pulled all the way over like that, see, now my gap's on this side.
Yeah. So it's going to rub on the outside there.
Right. It's going to rub on the inside over here.
Yeah, yeah.
So what you want to
So
do?
when you say center, you're not talking about long ways. You're talking about the width.
Yeah, right. Side to side. Because it won't move this way much. See?
Got a little play.
Yeah. But you want to take that, center it up, hold it, and snugly screw up. Like that. Now you'll see I got a gap there. Got a gap there. There. And I'm not bumping. And then tighten both screws up. Then you can turn your feet down where you can get to the screws real good.
Oh, there you go. That's how you access them. I was going to ask that. But...
Yep. Now, you'll stick your bobbin case in. And if it picks it up, you know you got it timed right. You'll rotate it over. Pull it right up.
Oh, yeah.
And if it don't get it, you ain't got it timed right. If it don't pick that thread up, just like that.
On the first try.
Yep. It should pick it up every time.
So, Joel, you had to retime the hook on an 8700 a bunch? Or...
Was it like 1,800?
So that's all you did was retime hooks?
Yeah, retime hook and everything.
Yep. Then you put your foot back on. Let your foot down.
Do you hold your breath when you're trying to put a screwdriver into a slot?
Sometimes.
I find myself doing that.
You're ready to sew.
Nice. So you want to just check the quality of those stitches. And if you did it right, you're not going to skip a stitch.
But
And you won't burn through a thread later.
forward and backwards.
Keith, you're really not a bad teacher, man. Really. Because I didn't know shit. before you just show them.
But you know, it's hard as to try to tell somebody over the phone how to do that, and they ain't ever done it.
That's why this video.
It's hard as man.
That's why this video. No, I would never understand that over the phone. Never.
I mean, you're FaceTiming them, but they still don't understand. And what they do every time is they'll come down and they'll see that mark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so see, you see them twice. In other words, you see it coming down. See it? And they'll try to time the hook there. You can't. You got to go down and back up and time it.
That's the key.
That's
It's
got
got
to
to
be
be
on
on
the
the way
rise.
back up.
Yep.
It's got to be on the rise.